Yes guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today's video is all about Game Week 28 review. There was lots of chips used by many FPL managers, whether it be wildcards, bench boosts, free hits, or people maybe just going through, maybe taking a few hits here and there as well. So we're going to run through my team and then have a bit of a live tinker in terms of what I'm going to be doing for Game Week 29 and also blank Game Week 30. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. Okay, so this is my Game Week 28 review, guys. As you can see straight away in the bottom right of the screen, I've decided to use my free hit, or one of my free hits. Obviously I had two remaining and I've used the first one. Now, going into Game Week 28, I never really thought about using the free hit until maybe the last few hours until the deadline, really, if I'm totally honest. More and more I looked at it, I thought there's so many players I did want for this double game week that I thought I just had to go for it. It's either using a wild card, which I didn't want to do, or just using one of the two free hits that I had. So if I was going to take hits, and which I was kind of planning to do, I was happy to take sort of a -8. Anything more than that, I thought it was kind of wild card or free hit territory. So in actual fact, I worked out, I think it'd been a -20 if I wanted all the players that I actually wanted, like the triple Chelsea, Coutinho, Kane, James Ward-Prowse, etc. So I thought, you know, let's just go for free hit number one. So ended up being a fantastic game week. I played a 1-3-5-2 formation. Saar had a double game week, kept a clean sheet last night. Really pleased with that. So I've got something. I never wanted to double up on Walls because I just didn't think there was enough evidence in terms of the eye test, in terms of the whole team collectively, defensively. So I thought maybe there'll be one clean sheet. It'll be the Whopper game. It turned out that way. So I did double up and get, you know, Kilman or a Saiz, etc. So happy just to go with one. Into defence, and I kept Trent in my team. I felt like there was upside there in terms of the attacking side, and he obviously got an assist and some bonus. Then I brought in Reece James and Rudiger as well. Now, it's a tale of two halves with these two. It could have been a lot more. Reece James and Rudiger both picked up clean sheets in the 4-0 win away to Burnley. Reece James also picked up an assist and a goal, and also 3 bonus points as well. However, both of them missed the second part of the game. But now, you know, if you ask me, what would you take 18 for Reece James for 2 games? Absolutely, I would. Rudiger, I probably expected maybe a little bit more. However, I picked up 24 points from those two. I would have taken that before. You know, if you guys said to me, listen, you can take 24 points for these two, would you take it now? Absolutely, I would take it now. Obviously, there was lots of Reece James captainers, even Rudiger captains as well. They would have been disappointed the fact that they both missed out on the second game week. But really happy with that. So 18 and 6 respectively. Moving on to the midfield, James Ward-Prowse, really disappointing actually. Now he's a player that kind of goes through phases in terms of form, where you'll have, you know, 5, 6, 7 games where he'll maybe get 3 assists, 2 goals, and then he'll have nothing for 3 or 4 games. And I think I'm during that period where he's not going to hit anything. Having said that, you know, he can obviously get the odd penalty, he can obviously get some assists and set pieces, etc. as well, and obviously open play threat as well. So disappointed with James Ward-Prowse. Coutinho, my goodness, he's done fantastic for me. He picked up a goal and an assist and some bonus in the first game week in a 4-0 win at home to Southampton, and then obviously last night away to Leeds, picked up another goal as well and some bonus points as well. So he picked up 23 for me. Really happy with that. Then Kai Havertz, you absolute legend. Now he has done fantastic for me. Picked up 52 points. Obviously he's my captain this week, so he picked up 26 in total. Picked up 3 goals, picked up 1 assist, picked up plenty of bonus points across both game weeks as well. To be honest with you guys, the reason why I went for Havertz was because I didn't really fancy anyone else. Coutinho, I thought about. Rafinha, on paper, I thought, in hindsight, looking at it now actually, I think leading up to sort of penciling in sort of Game Week 28, who was going to be my captain / vice captain, I had Rafinha the whole time. But then obviously that was with Bielsa being as manager. Now, I obviously didn't know much about Jesse March. I obviously knew that he was quite similar to Bielsa. I thought it would be maybe similar type of play, but looking at Leeds, they're actually more calculated in terms of the way they look to sort of hurt teams. And to be honest with you, two games is not much of a sample size to sort of give a concrete, definitive sort of summary of the way Leeds sort of attack and even defend, if you like. So that's kind of why the vice captain was on him. It's kind of a bit lazy, really. I should have maybe just gone a bit safe and gone Coutinho. However, it didn't really matter too much. Havertz has worked out for me. I decided to go a bit punty, and my goodness, it worked. Mo Salah, He picked up 3 for me. Obviously, a single game week, no returns there. Rafinha picked up 3 as well. He picked up 2 in the first game week and then 1 in the second game week. So nothing for them. Didn't score. I don't think Leeds even scored a goal in the 2 games. So yeah, disappointing in that sense. I'm obviously glad that I've only got him on a free hit. Moving into the strikers, Broho, again disappointed. Southampton on paper had some nice fixtures there and it didn't work out well for him. I think he might have gone off for a bit of an injury in the second game last night in the 2-1 defeat to Newcastle. Then Harry Kane scored a brace, bonus points for me as well. So really happy to have Harry Kane in the team as well. So 5 out of my 11 starting players picked up double-digit hauls. Salah obviously picked up 9, Rudiger picked up 6 as well. So there were some massive scores there for me. On the bench, I mean, in hindsight, you can nitpick and say I could have had Hawan's points, I could have had Dan Burns' points, but I'm happy that I'm making the right decisions. In the free hit, I've made a good squad, if you like. If there was some backups there, if a couple of players missed out, then maybe Hwang would have got the Hwang points or the Dan Burn points, etc. So yeah, Foster picked up 1 point, Livramento 1 point, Hwang 7 and Dan Burn 7 as well. So overall, I've scored 147 points. Now that's my biggest score in terms of points for any game week this season. That leaves me on 1951 points. Overall rank, guys, is the highest I've ever been in terms of when I've actually checked. So it's only the last 3, 4, 5 seasons where the overall rank has kind of really mattered to me. Then you could argue maybe the last 3 seasons of that. So 2097 is my overall rank from 12,621. So that's, I think in terms of percentages, like something like 83% green arrow, which is huge if you think about it. If you're at 12.6 and you've gone up 83%, that's massive. Squad value is 105.4. In the bank, I've got 2.6 million, which we'll talk about a little bit later on in terms of transfers. I've obviously used my free hit this week and I had 32 transfers in total throughout the season. Really happy with game week 28. Now start planning ahead for game week 29. Before that, I'm just going to quickly touch on my strategy in terms of chips for the remainder of the season. Okay, so this is my chip strategy for the remaining part of the season. We've got game week 29 all the way through to game week 38. Now, I have 3 chips remaining. It leaves me in a strong position. I've got free hit number 2, I've got wild card, and I've also got bench boost remaining. So 3 chips to really sort of attack the remaining part of the season. My plan is, so far, obviously things can change with certain announcements with games, being added into certain games, etc. So what I'm looking to do is game week 29, 30, 31, and 32 is to either roll, use my free transfer, or take hits. Most likely I'll probably take hits in all 4 of those weeks just to make sure I've got enough players out. I've gained loads of points in game week 28, so I'm happy to sort of use those points that I've gained into those game weeks to sort of help myself navigate through that. So effectively dead ending my team in game week 32. Then I'll use my free hit number 2 in game week 33. That's obviously going to be a big double game week. Then I'll wildcard in 34 and set myself up for a double game week 36 where I'll use my bench boost and obviously have loads of double game week players. I'll probably roll my transfer in 35. We think there's going to be a decent, maybe 4 to 6 teams doubling it in 37. So by rolling my transfer in 35, I can use 2 free transfers going into 37. And obviously 38, I can have a look at it and see how I'm doing in terms of rank. Do I want to take some risks, do I not? So that's kind of my chip strategy for the remaining part of the season. Okay, so we're going to have a bit of a live tinker on FPL.Team. Really good website to sort of plan ahead and visualize what transfers you're going to make sort of game in, game out. You can sort of go 2, 3, 4, 5 game weeks ahead. You can just sort of plan maybe 1 or 2 game weeks ahead as well. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to put in the double game week players here. So Trent coming for Mitchell, Saka will come in for Dennis, and Ben White will come in for Bowen as he's injured. As it stands, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 double game week plays for game week 29. Obviously the big hole here is I haven't got Mo Salah, so Fernandes will go out and Salah will come in. So that's the first transfer. One thing about doing is making a couple of more transfers, so taking a -8 for game week 29. So Mitchell out and Doherty seems like a really good and nice pick going forward for Spurs. Obviously got the double one, he sort of seems quite nailed at the moment. So he'll come in, put him straight in the lineup, probably Saiss will come out. At this stage here, I've got to make a decision. Do I think Jarrod Bowen's going to be fit for game week 30? Potentially, we might get some news on that, I don't know. If he is going to be fit, I'll just keep him. In that case, I'm going to get rid of Phil Foden. Now, it's a reluctant sell. I think Phil Foden's a fantastic player. I think he can win the Ballon d'Or. That's how strongly I feel about him. But he will have to go. And then I'll bring in Kulu. So let's bring him in. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double game week players with De Gea. Okay, granted that's not the nicest fixture. Cancelo, okay, he might miss out potentially. Then if that does happen, I'll probably just bring in Saiz. I don't really want to get rid of Cancelo because I've got some money held up in him at the moment, tied up in him, sorry. I'd rather keep that money for winning a wild card in game week 34. So if it is the case, he does miss out, Saiz will just come in. Then Antonio and Weghorst. I think Weghorst's fixture actually for Burnley is actually quite nice on the way to Brentford. So that's kind of game week 29. Mo Salah would get the armband. Moving on to game week 30. So that leaves me 2.6 million in the bank as well. So moving on to game week 30, Saiz would come in for Cancelo. Bowen will come in for Trent. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players. Now it could be 7 depending on Bowen, but we're just saying he is fit at the moment. What I'm thinking about doing now is taking another -4, just a -4, not another -8. So I haven't got a playing goalkeeper. So the first thing is Schmeichel will come in for De Gea. So Schmeichel in, and obviously you've got to think about Leicester. They're going to have some potential double game weeks going forward as well. So and obviously me thinking ahead, that kind of makes sense for me. And they've got a nice fixture, Brentford at home. And Leicester seem to, I think the last 3 games in all competitions have kept clean sheets as well. So all about the cleanos at the moment. And then I think about taking out Mo Salah. I haven't got any money tied in with him, so I'm happy to sell him and bring in Coutinho. And I wanted to bring Coutinho for maybe 3 weeks now, and I haven't been able to. Obviously I had him in the free hit, and it paid off really nicely. But I actually think that game against Arsenal will be a nice fixture for him. So that gives me 10 players, potentially 9 if Bowen is out. I'm happy with 9, obviously really happy with 10. And I just know we have 11. I'm going to leave it at that because I don't think it's worth taking any more hits going forward. I want to keep the sort of Cancelo, Dennis as a nice enabler, Trent and obviously Weghorst as well, because Burnley could have potential doubles going forward. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for game 30. It leaves me plenty in the bank. It actually leaves me 8.7 in the bank. What does that look like for game week 31? So Cancelo will come back in, probably for Bowen. Trent would come in for Weghorst. He'll probably be, well, he may be second sub. And the team will look like that. As you can see, okay, Schmeichel's fixture is not ideal, but they might have a double game week in there. Doherty, it's a nice fixture. Granted, obviously Newcastle in great form. Saiz against Villa, not ideal. Ben White, okay fixture. Cancelo, nice fixture. Trent, nice fixture. Saka, nice fixture. Son, nice fixture. Coutinho, he wouldn't be my captain. I'll probably give it to Son, you know. So Son will probably become my captain. Cooley's got a nice fixture, and obviously Antonio. Okay, West Ham, we don't know what they're going to be like in terms of Europa League. Will they be navigating through the next round, if you like? So what I'm thinking about doing here is potentially, well, we have to bring him back in Mo Salah. So at this stage here, I think I'm just going to get rid of Jared Bowen. So Bowen will go. Salah will come back in. Okay, I've done the hokey cokey there a little bit, but needs must. The Salah will come in, probably Saiz will go out. And I could just do 1 free transfer at this stage here, guys. But obviously there could be double game weeks announced as well. So what I'm thinking about doing is get rid of Antonio, who I wanted to get rid of for maybe about 8 game weeks now. Get rid of him and then actually bring in, I think Everton will get some double game weeks announced really soon as well. So I think I'll bring in Calvert-Lewin. So then potentially I'll have Schmeichel, Calvert-Lewin as double game week players. You'll have nice fixtures with a lot of this team as well. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for game 31. Obviously there's a lot of things that can happen. We've obviously got the international break as well. So, you know, there could be injuries and stuff as well, so, and COVID, etc. So that's kind of what I'm thinking ahead of game week 31. That's kind of what I'm thinking for game week 29, 30 and 31. There you have it, guys. That is another video in the bag for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did like this one, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. Leave a comment below, guys. What chips have you got available? What chips are you going to be using in certain game weeks? I'd love to know your overall rank as well. So pop them all in the comments, and we'll see everyone on the next video.